Joining us now, my good friend Dale Bellis. Dale is the executive director of Liberty HealthShare, libertyhealthshare.org. I've been with Liberty HealthShare for 7 years, 7.5 now, actually. Pretty soon it's going to be 8, because I think we got him in February 8. That will be 8 years in February. That's a long time. I'm like a founding member of Liberty HealthShare, one of the first ones ever. And my family's been on it. My son is now 14, the little guy, so he's been on it since he's 8. Right? No, he's been on it since 7 years, since he's 7. He's been on it since he's 7 years old. Can you imagine that? Of course, our other kids long out, and they got their own insurance and their own jobs, but he's been on it since he's 7 years old. More information, go to libertyhealthshare.org. I don't know what I would do without it. And it's just the best thing to do, man. I don't know why even bother. You know, if you don't have a great health plan with your company where they offer you all this stuff and you pay $10 or whatever, that's fine. Or if you work for the federal government or the state government or the county government and they have the special plans, or you work with a really big company and you pay a very small percentage, 25 or 30%. Yeah, then it makes sense, you know, But if you're an entrepreneur or you work in the gig economy or you have your own small company or you own a medium-sized company or you're a contractor or you work on a 1099 or you work for a small company like ours that doesn't offer it, any of the above, I'm telling you what, Liberty HealthShare is going to knock your socks off, because why even get involved in that whole paperwork nightmare that you go through with insurance? And once you get to Liberty HealthShare, you're free. It's like you just took the shackles off. It's like you're unbound. You like came out of like they had a ball and chain on you and it's gone. And it's so cool. And joining us now is their founder and executive director, good friend of mine, Dale Bellis. Dale, Merry Christmas. Great to have you, man.
Oh, John, what a pleasure to be with you. Thank you so much, and greetings from northeastern Ohio to snowy Virginia. My goodness, that's a switch of roles, that's for sure.
Well, Cleveland Browns are winning football games in December, and it's snowing in Virginia. So there's a complete reversal.
That's a change for sure. That's right. That's
the
startling news all the way around.
Unbelievable. Now, I want to talk about pre-existing conditions, right? Because this is a big argument now, Dale, as we look at the traditional health insurance industry and all the battles with the insurance companies and everything else. You can't keep costs down. But a big issue now is pre-existing conditions, because that's one provision of Obamacare that people like, because they're like, look, if I got something the matter with me and I change jobs or something, you know, I don't want to get kicked out. Now, how does your share organization handle somebody that might come to you and have a pre-existing condition?
Great question. In fact, few people realize that the mechanism within the Affordable Care Act is that you can only get insurance with pre-existing condition coverage during a very narrow window. They call it the open enrollment period. And that's the only time that can happen under the existing rules. We have a different arrangement, different mechanism. Folks can join us any time in the course of the year. So we're not subject to the open enrollment period. So any month in the course of the year, folks can join. And our mechanism for dealing with pre-existings, John, are twofold. One is we don't share in or have eligible expenses for pre-existing conditions in the first year. Second year and following, we pick up on that and soon phase it in so that it's no longer pre-existing. But the second, probably the most impactful way, is the vast majority of pre-existing conditions presented are what I call chronic health conditions, of which there is an epidemic in America, that are all lifestyle-based. High blood pressure, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, certainly obesity and smoking and cholesterol. We welcome folks with those conditions. We share in those pre-existing costs so long as they enroll with what we call Health Track. And it's an additional $80. We assign them a health coach. they set their own goals in terms of lifestyle changes, because the way we eat and sleep and exercise and reduce stress impact all those lifestyle-based conditions. They reach their goals. They graduate from the program. We send up digital balloons for them for their accomplishments, and we're seeing people's lives transform as a result of that, John.
That is the right way to do it, because what you're trying to do is get people to stay healthier. So the way I understand it, because I've had this question come up, because I'm such an advocate of your program, because I've been in it for so long and I've had such tremendous success with it, and so have many of the friends who I've recommended to it. So basically, the big thing is Liberty HealthShare does not have an enrollment period, right? So somebody could call today. You could call the number today, 855-585-4237, 855-585-4237, or go to libertyhealthshare.org. And once you get a quotation, you can then go ahead and enroll. There's no set times, right?
That is correct. There's no set times. Any time of the year, any month.
So let's say I was with an insurance company and I've got asthma, right? Here's a perfect example. I've got asthma and I get rejected, right, under the old plans, because you have asthma and now they don't want to cover it. So you get basically the old plans, you get kicked out. So if I go to LHS and I've got asthma, and I put all that down on my form and everything, then I'm still going to have an opportunity to participate in the share, right?
That is correct, yes.
Right. So then what is the big thing with pre-existing conditions then? Why has it become such a political football?
Yeah, it is an issue that's been ginned up as a basis for alarm or concern, when in reality it's the way in which the industry has functioned for a couple of decades or more, and we just simply follow the pathway of encouraging each other as members to really be health conscious, health aware, and we participate with those lifestyle-based diseases to encourage people to really take responsibility for the care of their health. Let me just give you a quick statistic, John.
Right.
In 2017, we had 1,605 people join our program with an indication of the need to lose weight. We all know weight is an indicator of future health and wellness, and so even on the basis of our relaxed standards, they needed to lose weight. They joined Health Track. We assigned them a health coach. They set their goals, their diet plans, had support, encouragement, accountability from their health coach. As a group in 2017, they lost over 32,000 pounds. That's 16 tons. And we celebrated their achievement. They continued on as members, and just floods of testimonies as to how life-changing and transformative that was.
Well, that's the whole difference, is because it's a family and everybody's contributing together, and we're all responsible for each other's situation when it comes to their health. That's really what makes this so special and so different and such a great thing, because when I pay my share, I think it's like, I've got a family of three, Dale. I'm thinking off the top of my head, it's about $500, $525 maybe, $550. We pay that. We see exactly where it goes. And the majority, there's a fee that comes out, it's maybe 10%. But we see exactly where that goes, and it'll say, okay, your $500 is going to Bob, who's getting a colonoscopy this week, or somebody that's getting a checkup for something else, or somebody that tore their ankle up, or something of that nature. So you get to see exactly where it goes. You send your money to Aetna, these places, you have absolutely, that just goes in some black hole, Dale, right?
And that's what our members tell us, along with yourself, John, is one of the most engaging aspects of healthcare sharing. They not only know where their money's going, but they can message them with cheer, with encouragement, with prayer, whatever the case may be, and like a true community, just stand with each other sometimes during the biggest crises of our lives. and our members just tell us repeatedly how that really adds such a sense of significance and worth, knowing my money is being invested in the life of a real, living, breathing human being.
Hey, Dale, you know what's crazy? Just crazy. So in these past midterms, so they do the exit polling, all right? And I shake my head at this. So the number one issue that comes up is people concerned about health care, right? What the coverage is going to be, how expensive the premiums are, right? That becomes the number one issue. Bigger than taxes, bigger than economy, bigger than jobs is health care. And, you know, I get this and I got to read through it all. And I'm an analyst, obviously a radio talk show host, so we have to talk about it and break it down. And I do it as a disengaged third party because, like, I have no involvement in it. Do you know how weird that is? Like, I'm not involved in it because I don't participate in that world. And so I look at it dispassionately, like I'm looking at a set of numbers on an Excel sheet. Like, I have no passion for it because I'm not involved. And I often think to myself, why doesn't everybody do this and be like me? Because then they wouldn't have to be concerned about any of it because it's so easy to do. Why can't we get the message out?
It's because really there's a contest of ideology in America. And that is, on one side, a sense of dependence, reliance upon centralized government to deliver on a particular issue in our lives, or that sense of self-determination, the exercise of our personal rights, and really being the centrality of the individual versus the group. That contest of ideas is what's at stake here in this healthcare discussion. And John, gratefully, you and I and hundreds of thousands of others have chosen to really take personal responsibility for the care of our health and exercise our individual identity in terms of what's important to us, as opposed to reliance on government delivering for us, and that's the key divide.
I tell you, absolutely nailed that. You are so right. We're with Dale Bellis. He's the founder and the executive director of Liberty HealthShare. That is a firm that shares in the health burden that people have. It's an alternative to traditional insurance. I've been on it with my family for a 7-year period now. I can't say how happy I've been with it. You can get involved by calling 855-585-4237, 855-585-4237, or go to libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org. Just ask them for a quotation or just go to their website. It'll take you about 10 minutes. You can put your information in, get a quotation back. Simple thing to do. But Dale, you really just epitomized what this debate is. And as we looked at the midterms and the number of people who said, I'm voting based on health care, what they were really saying is, I'm voting based on my government solving my problem, right? That's what they were voting on. If you really dig it down the way you just said, it's I'm voting because I want a centralized authority. I want the government to solve this for me. Your organization
and that's the debate that we have in our society. We'll see possibly between now and the next generation to determine where that goes in our nation. But that is the fundamental question.
That is the thing. Do you want to take control of your own destiny or hand it over to the federal government or some government agency, whether it be state, but like you said, Dale, some centralized authority? Or do you want to take personal accountability for your own situation and get together with others that share in a similar philosophy, and you pull your money together and help each other out? I mean, isn't that a great concept? For my listeners, just think about it. What a great idea. This is why it's effective. Check them out today. If you're looking for an alternative, this is it. 855-585-4237. 4237, libertyhealthshare.org. Dale Bellis, I'm out of time. Man, it's always good to have you on, Dale. Thank you so much.